Hello there. So today I want to actually go through a little bit of George Washington inaugural address. We had President's Day this week, and I think we should actually go through. Well, to my knowledge, President's Day is really honoring George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, George Washington's birthday, and it happened whatever it was. This is what it was meant to honor initially, as far as I know. You can really use it to honor all the presidents. So perhaps if you don't really know how to celebrate President's Day, you don't know what you're doing, you don't have any idea what it's for, what it's about, you just think, yeah, it's just a day off and we can think about how great our president is. I would say, if that's what you're thinking, maybe think to go to the founding, go to president's inauguration speeches, tells you what they thought, what they were for, and all that stuff, what was going on at the time a little bit. Go through their history, go through, I don't know, maybe read a book about them or something. I don't know, go through trying to understand what was things about the presidents, about the founding of this country, about things. Use that this day, President's Day, and maybe also the 4th of July or whatever, or just random days. Sit with your family and decide, let's actually care about this country. See what's going on here and see, like, if we think the country's an awful country, see if we're wrong, and if we don't think the country's an awful country, well, actually try learning more about it and paying respect to it and understanding more. You can only I'm sure that you can always learn more about whatever it is. I'm sure you don't know everything about every president that's ever been here and done whatever it is, or connections, or whatever it is. You can always find ways to pay respect or do whatever you got to do. I only know so much, and I'm gonna actually go through reading something of George Washington and his inauguration speech over here that I think is I I can't tell you that I'm getting all of it properly, but I can tell you that what I am getting, it sounds wonderful and amazing, and I'm going to share it with you. So here we go. From the George Washington's first inauguration speech. Here we go. Such being the impressions under which I have, in obedience to the public summons, repaired to the present station, it would be peculiarly improper to omit in this first official act my fervent supplication to the Almighty Being who rules over the universe, who presides in the council of nations, and these providential aids can supply every human defect that has benediction may consecrate to the liberties and happiness of the people of the United States a government instituted by themselves for these essential purposes, and may enable every instrument employed in its administration to execute with success the functions allotted to his charge. In tendering this homage to the great author of every public and private good, I assure myself that it expresses your sentiments not less than my own, nor those of my fellow citizens at large less than either. No people can be bound to acknowledge and adore the invisible hand which conducts the affairs of men more than those of the United States. Every step by which they have advanced to the character of an independent nation seems to have been distinguished by some token of providential agency, and in the important revolution just accomplished in the system of the united government, the tranquil deliberation and voluntary consent of so many distinct communities from which the event has resulted cannot be compared with the means by which most governments have been established without some return of pious gratitude, along with an humble anticipation of the future blessings which the past seemed to presage. These reflections arising out of the present crisis have forced themselves too strongly on my mind to be suppressed. You will join with me, I trust, in thinking that there are none under the influence of which the proceedings of a new and free government can more auspiciously commence. This is really powerful. This is basically saying, through God, everything was able to happen. From George Washington. George Washington, with his skills, with his mind, with his everything, his tactics, his everything he did, taking these drunk people, basically, this small militia, and able to build them up and fight and get them out there. They're always like late. They're always sloppy. They're always these people were pathetic. The things that I read about them, the things that I heard about them, they weren't exactly the best army out there. But George Washington was able to make them so good and use such tactics that he was able to win the war. Surprisingly, it was an amazing victory. And after all that, rather than leaving and saying in his inauguration speech, "Look how great I am, look at all I can do, listen to me, and make me king," he could have really, like, I've heard that from Andrew Clavin also, actually. He said George Washington could have been King of America. The fact of the matter is, in his speech, like, I would take it to the next step, because Andrew Claim is not talking about his speech. I'm talking about his speech. He's actually saying, this is all God. He's saying, nothing about this was me. I'm just a vessel. I'm just being used here, and it's really just God. And I have to say, all of this is only due to God, and nothing like this can work or get anywhere if I'm not actually like paying tribute to God. I'm not showing the decency or respect, and we should all be thinking like this. And we do. And he's not even saying that we should. He's saying we are. He doesn't doubt it. If we all are a nation and the kind of people we are, and seeing what things are going on around us and how we're making things work. In his eyes, from what I'm hearing from here, it sounds like it's clear as day. I'm not saying this is evidence if you're questioning if there's a God or no God or whatever it is. That's not my point here. It's just incredible how such a man did everything he did. And this is his speech. I think that's incredible. And I think if anyone's worth honoring, that's it. And that's not the whole speech, obviously. There's so much more. There's a lot of depth, a lot of good stuff in the speech. I went through some of his speech, a different part of it, another time. Thought it was really, really good stuff also. So, speech is amazing. George Washington seems to have been amazing. And I'm going to go this week, try reading things about him, looking things about the founding, about Abraham Lincoln, about whatever it is. Anyhow, that's all I got for that. Happy President's Day. All the best. Thanks for watching.